so bright, I feel so gifted, I feel so high, I feel so lifted. By my side is where you're sitting, in my life is where you fit in. I feel so bright, I feel so gifted, I feel so high, I feel so lifted. By my side is where you're sitting, in my life is where you fit in. I never thought that I would get this far. I wanna drive around in the nice cars, I wanna forget about my scars and just have a good night. I smoke something down, I drink something down. I'm feeling it now, I'm feeling it now. I could say it out loud. When I see you, my heart goes down, 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 down. I could say it out loud. Down, 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 down. Say it out loud. Down, 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 down. Say it out loud. Down, 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 down. I could say it out loud.
Yeah, let's go. I'm unstoppable, do the impossible. I'm irresponsible, yet I'm phenomenal. I got an arsenal, I'm dropping bombs, you know. No, I'm not stopping, no. Conquer the obstacle. To the top, here I go, think I'm chosen to be the king of rock, think the people have spoken. I can hear the tick-tock of the clock, I'm in motion. So now I'm gonna pop, causing all this commotion.
Yeah, sometimes I think that I'm unstoppable. Yeah, ready to go, man, lock and load. That's right, I swear to God that I could drop you, bro. Yeah, I got a shot and I ain't stopping, no. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. Yeah, let's go. I don't care what they all say. That's right, I'ma do this thing my way. Let's go. Been grinding hard on it all day. Okay, we work hard, then we all play. Yeah, I'm addicted to the grind, man. That's right, so I refuse to waste time, man. Yeah, one day it all will be fine, man. Let's go, gotta commit to the climb. You know we're back with the Guinness, setting records every minute, every track. An addiction to the fact that we're winning. Still we lack, something's missing. Need a track that is hitting, making racks, making millions. Oh, yeah. If you ask, that's a mission. I don't waste time, no, I make time. All these people wanna hate, fine, I'ma make mine. While you sitting there complaining, I'll be training. While you sitting there just waiting, I'm creating. Yeah, sometimes I think that I'm unstoppable. Yeah, ready to go, man, lock and load. That's right, I swear to God that I could drop you, bro. Yeah, I got a shot and I ain't stopping, no. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another chapter of the Sunday Night Showdown with the NEXXTCAR Racing League here on iRacing. Tonight, the Truck Series looks to kick off Season 5 with a bang under the lights at Daytona International Speedway for the Season 5 Christmas Clash at Daytona. Tonight is classified as a preseason race, but with 10 points and one playoff point on the line, these drivers are going to be going for it all tonight. Those 10 points can be the make or break difference of whether you make the Season 5 playoffs or you do not. Every point matters. Last season, it was Andrew Bolander grabbing his first Truck Series championship at Homestead, Miami. Will it be back-to-back championship campaigns for Andrew, or will someone else rise to the challenge? Tonight, just 10 points and a whole lot of bragging rights on the line, but don't let that fool you. This is the NEXXTCAR Racing League, and this is the World Center of Racing.
It has to happen. Gotta prove myself. It has to happen like this, like this. You're going up against the greatest, and it's gonna get messy. If you wanna try to test me, you're going up against the greatest. Take a swing, you're gonna miss me. Yeah, it's going down in history. I'm the greatest, I'm the greatest, I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest, I'm the greatest, I'm the greatest.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to the NEXXTCAR Racing League here on iRacing for the NEXXTCAR Truck Series. Tonight, these drivers are taking to the high banks of the Daytona International Speedway right here in the World Center of Racing for the Season 5 Christmas Clash at Daytona. That's right, baby. We are back, Season 5, getting ready to get kicked off tonight. Cannot wait. These drivers are excited. I'm excited. And this event tonight, it was big for bragging rights, but now with points on the line, well, that amps everything up, and these drivers know how important these points are. Last season showed that. These drivers tonight will be treated as a stage break, folks. The winner of tonight's race will get 10 points and one playoff point. And then second place will just get 9 points. Third place will get 8. And so on down the line to 10th place, who will get 1 point. But that 1 point can make or break your chance of getting into the Season 5 NEXXTCAR playoffs. That's right, folks. I can't believe we're talking about the playoffs. But last season, we saw just how important points are. And these drivers, they saw that firsthand last season here in the Truck Series. So they are well aware of how important that 1 point or 10 points can be come playoff time. So these drivers looking to take battle tonight. But before these drivers hit the high banks of Daytona, boy, do we got a lot to talk about tonight. The biggest thing we got to talk about, folks, is your Season 5 schedule. It was released a week ago on the podcast if you were not able to make it, and here is your schedule tonight. Daytona International Speedway, 50 laps for tonight's shootout. No stages, just 50 straight laps. And then you've got your regular season in 2 weeks, kicking it off at Talladega, 90 laps. And then follow it up with Las Vegas. Then we're going dirt racing at Bristol, baby. It's time to get dirty. It's time to sling some mud. It's Bristol, baby, dirt racing style. And then Charlotte Motor Speedway and Auto Club wrapping up the first half of the regular season. And then in week 6, we are right back here at Daytona to kick off the second half of the regular season. Oh, and by the way, that's the same day of the Daytona 500. So these drivers they're going to get a full day of Daytona, baby. They got the Daytona 500 in the afternoon, and then we got nighttime racing right back here in the NEXXTCAR Racing League that day. And then in week 7, it is your one road course of the season in week number 7 at Canadian Tire up north of the border. And then Iowa Speedway, Chicagoland, a track we've never been to, making its way onto the schedule for the first time. And then Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We all remember what happened last year at Indianapolis in the first race of the playoffs. Well, now, Indy finds itself as the cutoff race of the regular season. How can we forget what went down in turn 1 at Indianapolis last season with Alberto Abar and Nicholas Donfrancisco? And that was just the first race of the playoffs, folks. What kind of drama are we going to see go down at Indy to make the playoffs? And then let's jump to the far right. There is your round of 16 playoffs, kicking it off at Darlington, then Dover, and then Kansas Speedway, rounding out the first round. Then if you're lucky enough to make it to round 8, well, you have got Bristol Motor Speedway, baby, waiting on you there in week 14, the concrete version. That's right, we are going dirt track racing at Bristol, followed up with the concrete later on in the playoffs. And then Michigan International Speedway. Well, that's going to determine who the final 4 battling for the NEXXTCAR Truck Series Championship is going to be, where that will be settled right back at Phoenix Raceway. But folks, tonight, that schedule means nothing. These drivers focused on the high banks of the Daytona International Speedway. Tonight, 10 points, 1 playoff point on the line, along with some big bragging rights heading into Season 5. But you know who else is heading into Season 5 with some big bragging rights? Your Season 4 Truck Series champion, Andrew Bolander. What a season we had last season, folks, in Season 4. So without further ado, let's take a quick recap of your Season 4. Control of the flagman's hand, and for the first time in Season 4, we are underway here at Daytona.
I'm racing, trying to beat the clock, trying to make it out. Don't know how much time I got, I'm losing patience, trying to reach the top. Been falling far behind, though I gave it all I got. Stressed out of luck, I'm all out of fucks. Too good, useless, build it up, watch it fall. Weight on my shoulders, it's all on me. Trying to leap forward and land on my feet. Trying to stay sane, but it ain't likely. There's nothing I can do, it's the life I lead. Feeling all alone out here. Drifting to the dark, I need someone. So wake me when it's over, cause I can't take much more right now. I'm racing, trying to beat the clock, trying to make it out. Don't know how much time I got, I'm losing patience, trying to reach the top. Been falling far behind, though I gave it all I feeling stuck. Never had much, I'm famished. Life is such, always at a disadvantage. Trying to get through it, trying to sift through the damage. Trapped in repetitive patterns, my mind's all scattered. It's hard to move forward when everything's backwards and nothing really matters. Feeling off center, trying to keep balance, trying to meet standards. Too many questions, not enough answers. Trying to beat the clock, trying to make it out. Don't know how much time I got, I'm losing patience, trying to reach the top. Been falling far behind, though I gave it all I got. Put an act on that's award worthy, Oscar bound. Cause real life is like 4:30, walking around disorderly and lost and found. Looking for missing pieces, tucked away under sunshine and sandy beaches. Everything seamless, everything sequenced. Really I'm sleepless, really I'm restless. Ain't nothing festive, ain't as blessed as my caption reads. Nah, I'm racing, trying to beat the clock, trying to make it out. Don't know how much time I got, I'm losing patience, trying to reach the top. Been falling far behind, though I gave it all I got.
That's right, folks. The question at the end of your recap video, that is the most important question out there right now. Who's next? Well, last season, we saw Andrew Bolander lift that championship trophy after an eventful race down at Homestead, Miami, Florida. To end season 4, well, for some, it ended in a very controversial way, and for others, it ended with getting their first championship trophy. Andrew Bolander loved the way that race played out last season, so let's go ahead and let's look back at Andrew Bolander's trip to that Season 4 NEXXTCAR Truck Series Championship trophy. The Chevy Silverado Pace Truck looking to make that hard left onto pit road. The field and the control of the flagman's hand. And for the first time in Season 4, we are underway here at Daytona.
Goddamn, I've been ballin' all season. Take another shot, put my rollie to the ceiling. Party every night like it's 7 days a weekend. Never take no L, no, we stay undefeated. We stay undefeated. We stay undefeated. What a feeling. Party every night like it's 7 days a weekend. Never take no L, no, we stay undefeated. Bottles on bottles, we celebrate. Look where we at today. Came from the bottom, we elevated. Now we hella paid. Go where we wanna go. Bali the Monaco. She never ski, but she on the slopes. Like we in Colorado. Oh, that's just how it goes. Yeah, yeah. Goddamn, I've been ballin' all season. Take another shot, put my rollie to the ceiling. Party every night like it's 7 days a weekend. Never take no L, no, we stay undefeated. We stay undefeated.
Field fanning out behind him. Here comes Tulloch. Tibbetts is into the wall. Tulloch all over the back bumper of Bolander. But is it going to be enough? It is not. Andrew Bolander is going to lead the field down into the travel. He's going to head to victory lane here at Vegas. But out front, Bolander's going to lead them through turns 3 and 4 for the final time tonight here in Iowa. Andrew Bolander's going to get his second win of the season. Andrew Bolander is going to lead the field out of turn number 4, and he is going to lock himself into the round of 8 in the NEXXTCAR Truck Series playoffs.
Seattle, that's just how it goes. Yeah, yeah. Goddamn, I've been ballin' all season. Take another shot, put my rollie to the ceiling. Party every night like it's 7 days a weekend. Never take no L, no, we stay undefeated. We stay undefeated. We stay undefeated. What a feeling. Party every night like it's 7 days a weekend. Never take no L, no, we stay undefeated. We stay undefeated. We stay undefeated. We stay undefeated.
What a season it was last season for that number 8 of Andrew Bolander, but this season he has got a lot of competition and a lot of hungry guys waiting for him. But folks, the trucks have been called to pit lane. Qualifying is underway here at Daytona. David Chandler pulling out to start his qualifying lap. Brand new to this season, folks. Before, the first 5 minutes of qualifying was dedicated to putting down a lap, while the second half of the 10 minutes was dedicated to the drivers meeting. But now we are giving all 10 minutes to drivers to put down their qualifying lap. So now they have all 10 minutes to put down their fastest 2 laps that they can. So that's definitely a big rule change this season that these drivers are going to be taking full advantage of. You know, we listened to the drivers. They said, we don't need a whole 5 minutes for the drivers meeting and everything like that. So just give us the full 10 minutes. We listened to them and we gave it to them. So drivers already out there now taking full advantage of it. But right now, Dominic Hughes is setting the fastest lap right now in that number 83 Chevy Silverado as he's coming through 3 and 4 right now. His last lap was a 52.275. Right now, just fast enough to hold on to that pole. That one, a 52.31, just not as fast as first one, but right now, hoping that that's going to be enough to get him the first pole available of the season. Payne to luck, he's out there. Who can forget what happened to him last season down at Homestead, Miami as well? On his way to the Season 4 championship trophy. And then mayhem put a stop to that road to the championship trophy for Peyton. Now, coming into this season, looking to try to put that behind him and try to move on and get himself back to the championship 4. It's going to be a long battle, no doubt about it. But folks, the battle for the pole, Steve Bocock has just put down the second fastest lap. We've talked about Steve a lot when it comes to super speedway racing. That is a driver we're going to have to keep our eye on all night long. Christopher Thomas is out there putting his lap down as well. But folks, let's get your drivers list up for this season, because there has been a lot of changes, a lot of drivers making a return to NEXXTCAR. So we have got a lot to cover here in this one. So there is your new drivers list for Season 5. Starting in the top left, you got Matt Tucker with the Blue Collar Racing Team. JD Wright making his return to NEXXTCAR. Lonnie Wiggins, Michael Lanfear, a new guy to the league. Welcome, Michael. Mitch Diamond making his return as well. So a couple old-timers making their way back to NEXXTCAR. Absolutely love to see it. And then Ronnie Martin is now on that Blue Collar Racing Team as well. No longer on American Defenders. Fifth Gear Racing, piloted by Nick Trudeau. He picked back up Cedric Ingram, Dominic Hughes, Frank Hughes Jr., J.D. Larson, Ronnie Norman making his return to NEXXTCAR as well. And then Stephen Henning. Norman was your Season 2 Truck and Cup Series champion. So he's going to be a guy to keep an eye on all season long as well. And then the American Defenders Racing, we've got Alberto Abar returning for another season. Dustin Sloniker making his return to NEXXTCAR as well, along with Hunter Manley, your Daytona winner in the Cup Series last season, looking to make a strong run to start out the season. Peyton Tulloch, and then Toby Kelsey, another NEXXTCAR veteran, making his return to the league. ASR, your new team, taking over for HVAC Designs, that is now being piloted by Jonathan Duncan. They have picked up Austin Walton. Dustin Bloodworth is now over there. Your Season 4 regular season champion, Nicholas Donfrancisco, is over there, along with Sean Walton and Zachary Brooks. David Chandler for Redline Racing picked back up Christopher Thomas, Chuck Thornton, Cole Larson back over there, Matt Erickson, Steve Bocock, unfortunately, is back over there as well, and Brady Hayden. And then Dylan Tibbetts for Mopower Racing picked up Andrew Bolander, Cam Jester, David Smith, Logan Cantrell, Robert Babcock, Colin Bollinger, and Owen Bridges making his return to NEXXTCAR as well. So a lot of guys making their return to NEXXTCAR. Absolutely love to see it. That is what NEXXTCAR is all about. Love to see these guys coming back, and hopefully they can put on a show just like these drivers did last season. I don't think there's anyone else. Actually, it looks like Nick Trudeau might be trying to put down a lap here. So let's follow that 89 as he's going to go around. Remember, Nick Trudeau from Charlton, Massachusetts, he made the Final Four last season as well. But unfortunately, that race did not end the way he wanted it to either. You know, he stayed out on pit strategy towards the end. Well, unfortunately, those 4 old tires that he had could not hold up to everyone else on those 4 fresh Goodyear tires. So Trudeau trying to put that behind him as well. Coming around now to complete his first lap of qualifying. That is going to be good enough for the 14th position. And he is going to put down 1 lap and call it a qualifying run. So that 89, good enough for 14th tonight. And then Ronnie Norman and his return in at number 6 NOS Energy Ford F-150 coming down the backstretch to start his qualifying run. In his big return to NEXXTCAR. A lot of hype around this number 6 from Terre Haute, Indiana. A lot of hype for him. Like I said, he's coming back as your Season 2 Truck and Cup Series champion. A lot of guys were excited to have him back to see just how much they've improved because Norman was top of the class in Season 2. There is no doubt about it. But right now, he is going to come around to complete his first lap with a 52.94. That is going to be good enough for the 17th position. Just behind Jester for 16th by just a little over half a second behind him. We're going to see just how does this fare this lap. Ronnie Norman's going to come around, and that is just going to be good enough to beat out Camden Jester. And Ronnie Norman will move up to that 16th position. But folks, qualifying is officially over. Just now it has ended. We are almost time to go racing here at Daytona. Let's check out your starting grid for tonight's race for the Christmas Clash at Daytona. Paint to Luck grabbing the first pole available on the season. Dominic Hughes with a strong run in second. Andrew Bolander in third. Stephen Henning with a fantastic run for fourth. And then Steve Bocock in fifth with Frank Hughes Jr. in sixth. Row number 4 is going to go to the way of Cole Larson in 7th with Cedric Ingram to his outside. Christopher Thomas in 9th with Matt Tucker in 10th. Row number 6 is going to go to the way of Robert Babcock and David Chandler. Michael Lamphere is going to pick up that 13th position with Nicholas Trudeau in 14th with Nicholas Donfrancisco, your Season 5 regular season champion, in 15th with Ronnie Norman in 16th. Cam Jester in 17th with Jonathan Duncan in 18th. Mitch Diamond in 19th. Brady Hayden going to round out the top 20 with Jonathan Wright in 21st. J.D. Larson 22nd. Austin Walton 23rd. Dustin Bloodworth is going to round out your field in that 24th position. Let's go ahead and let's check out your race information for tonight's race here for the Christmas Clash at Daytona for the NEXXTCAR Truck Series. 71 degrees Fahrenheit, 65% humidity under partly cloudy skies. The sun is down, but those winds are up at 10 miles an hour. For your Christmas Clash at Daytona, presented by HVAC Designs and W Energy, NEXXTCAR welcoming both premier sponsors back to the series for Season 5. This is the 2.5-mile track at Daytona International Speedway, folks. Located at Daytona Beach, Florida. This is the World Center of Racing, and the pace truck leading the field off of pit lane. A great shot of the field going by your camera there. Hold on. There we go. The NEXXTCAR Truck Series looking to get Season 5 started off with a bang here in the preliminary race at Daytona. 50 laps. That is all these drivers have tonight in the clash. 50 laps. No stage break. It's go big or go home, folks. These drivers, they know what's at stake. 10 points. 1 playoff point to your winner. That might not seem like much, but to these drivers, those 10 points mean everything. "24 NEXXTCAR Truck Series drivers getting ready to let the ponies loose around this 2.5-mile track at Daytona International Speedway. And for the first time, the pace truck hooking the hard left onto pit lane, and we are green flag racing here at the NEXXTCAR Clash at Daytona. Up through the gears they go, bumper to bumper, side by side, down into turn number 1. And your 2 championship protagonists last season are bumper to bumper on that inside line. But here comes Steve Bocock into 12. Jumping immediately to the outside, wasting no time, and he's going to get stuck in no man's land. Steve Bocock's now going to work his way up in front of Dominic Hughes in the 83. Steve Bocock immediately getting a lot of action on that high line on the outside now of his new teammate Cole Larson. Coming around a complete lap 1 this time. Peyton Tulloch in that 17 is going to lead the way. But here comes that outside line powering back. Bocock getting a big push from the 83 of Dominic Hughes, trying to use the side draft as much as he can. The 12's going to back up. What does the 20 do? That is his new teammate, Cole Larson. Here comes the 20. Does he jump up? Here comes his other teammate, the 5 of Christopher Thomas. Cole Larson staying dedicated to that inside line right now, but here comes Christopher Thomas in the 5. Those guys now all new teammates over, excuse me, with David Chandler. So that's going to be interesting to see just how do those guys get lined up. They have cleared that outside line. Do they move up? Christopher Thomas goes up. There goes Cole Larson. That's going to lead the 8 of Andrew Bolander and the 17 of Peyton Tulloch with a big gap all the way back to Robert Babcock into 2. But the momentum does not go to the high line. Here comes that inside line right back. The 61 of Frank Hughes Jr. is going to bail. Frank Hughes Jr. does not like what he feels out front. Drops back to mid-pack. But here comes Cole Larson in the 20. Side by side by side for the first 3 rows. Now, here comes Cedric Ingram. Clutch Ingram, as I like to call him, when he needed the points and the finishes the most. That 19 truck was able to get it done and find his way into the round of 8. But a big stack up out front for your leaders. The big domino effect for the front 3 drivers in both rows. That's going to back up Ingram. But now here comes the 5 all over the back bumper to 20 with the 12 of Steve Bocock right behind him. Let's jump up on the hood cam of Steve Bocock heading down into turn number 3. Right behind his new teammate at Redline Racing, Christopher Thomas, who's got their new teammate, Cole Larson, right in front of him. But now that outside line's starting to fall back a little bit. A beautiful shot of all 20. Oh! And around's going to go Robert Babcock into 2. Caution is out for the first time tonight. The field dispersing down the backstretch. And the caution is out for the first time tonight for Robert Babcock into 2. Let's back it up and let's see what exactly happened with the 2. I don't know. That was kind of an interesting thing there. Let's go to a better... let's go to the chopper. Let's not go to the chopper. Here we go. Let's go to the drone chase camera. The 20 comes down. Oh, net code for sure. Definitely a lot of net code involved in that one. But unfortunately, around goes the 2 of Robert Babcock and heavy damage for that number 2 bad boy buggy Chevy Silverado. But he's going to get that Chevy down onto pit road that time. Going to use his 1 quick repair of the race. So now that 2 is going to have to be careful throughout the remainder of this race. He used that fast repair early on. But folks, these drivers still got a long way to go in this one under caution for the first time tonight. What do you say we try to... we're going to wait until everyone goes by the pit lane. And then we're going to see if we can't queue up a couple of these drivers tonight. We're going to let these guys do their pit stop, and then we'll try to queue up a couple of them since we didn't do it before the race started like I normally do. But I wasn't in Discord or anything, and that would have taken a little longer to get it pulled up. So, you know, while this is the a big practice race for these guys before the season starts, it's also a good practice for us up here in the booth to get back into the swing of things. Oh, big damage for Jester trying to get his truck in there. What do you say we try to dial up your season 4 champion of Andrew Bolander? Waiting for everything to come through. Andrew Bolander drawing into booth. You got me, buddy.
What's up, Ronnie?
Not much, man. All right. Obviously coming off of that championship campaign last season in season 4. But early on, that number 8 is looking strong tonight.
Yeah, we had a good qualifying lap and kept ourselves out of that mayhem right back there. So hopefully we can keep it up, and hopefully we can be around there at the end.
Yeah, absolutely, man. How did it feel there pushing Peyton to luck early on? Obviously, you guys had your big battle at Homestead, Miami last season for that championship trophy.
Yeah, I always trust Peyton on pretty much any track, but here in Dega especially, because we always work good together and kind of feel like a safe spot.
Yeah, absolutely, man. How do you feel about this season coming up? Obviously, a lot of strong returning veterans to NEXXTCAR coming back, and a couple of new guys as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of good battles, a lot of great people coming back, and hopefully we can repeat, but I don't think we will. But I didn't think we would win it last year either, and look what happened.
Absolutely, buddy. Well, best of luck tonight and going into this season.
All right, thank you.
There is your interview there with your Season 4 NEXXTCAR Truck Series champion, Andrew Bolander. You know, it's pretty funny early on, pushing the 17 of Peyton to luck around the track there in the opening laps. But, you know, it's like I told him last season at Homestead. You know, he said he didn't feel comfortable, and I told him, you know, that is when he seems to do his best. Well, he went on to win that championship. So, you know, he said this season he doesn't think he can make it go back to back. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if we see that 8 in Championship Alley again at the end of this season in Phoenix. But folks, the lights are off on that Chevy Silverado Pace truck. The field, side by side, we're going back racing this time. Out front, the 65 of Mitch Diamond in his return to the NEXXTCAR Racing League. Well, it did not take him long to find his way to the front here after staying out under this last caution. He was the only driver to stay out. Well, it's Daytona and tires don't really matter, and that must be what Mitch Diamond's thinking. So that 65, he's going to be a fun truck to watch tonight. But that pace truck's back on pit road, and we are back racing here at Daytona. Payne Tulloch did not get a good launch on that inside line. That's going to stack everybody up behind him. But that outside line got a good launch, too good of a launch. But now Cedric Ingram abandons Payne Tulloch. He moves up, but now Mitch Diamond and Andrew Bolander abandoned the 19 all by himself. But here comes the 83 of Dominic Hughes. A great shot of the field all the way down that backstretch, swerving back and forth. Someone, I think that was David Chandler getting pushed underneath the yellow. 5 trucks on that outside, the rest of the field on that inside line. Now the 8 of Bolander pushes up a little bit, almost into the inside wall of the 83, but now here comes the 18 of J.D. Larson with the 27 and the 9 behind him. Stephen Henning in that 27, who had surgery a couple of weeks ago on his shoulder, back out here on the track. But now that inside line falling apart with Christopher Thomas. Now just 3 trucks leading the charge on that inside line. I'm not exactly sure what happened to that inside line, why Christopher Thomas got that big gap between himself and Peyton Tulloch in the 17, but somehow a big gap formed, and here comes that outside line. Coming back this time to complete lap 10. 40 laps to go at the Christmas Clash at Daytona. Cedric Ingram, Clutch Cedric, whatever you want to call him, powering his way to the front on the outside line with the 83 of Dominic Hughes pushing. Here comes J.D. Larson in the 18. When he needed the finishes the most, that 19 truck got it done. Charlotte needed big points, finished second. A couple extra laps in that race, and he may have been heading to victory lane. But now, leading here at Daytona. A big push from Mitch Diamond in the 65. Now he's going to go to the outside. But that's going to pinch in the 8. That's going to box him in behind the 19. Big push from the 83 to the 65. You saw the 65 get real squirrely coming out of the tri-oval with a big push from Dominic. But now the 65 drops in front of Cedric Ingram. Now here comes the 18 of J.D. Larson. How does J.D. get aggressive with that 83? The 83 with a big shot from the 18. The 18 is going to go for it all through turns 1, the 3 and 4. The 83 is going to somehow live to see another lap here at Daytona. That got sketchy. But here comes the 9 of Austin Walton with the big push from Ronnie Norman. And here comes the 4 of Dustin Bloodworth joining the party out front. Side by side once again, the first 3 rows. Cedric Ingram, that's how quickly things can change here at Daytona, folks. He was just leading not too long ago, and now a lap and a half later finds himself being scored in that 7th position. The 18 trying to side draft a little bit there on the 4. Dustin Bloodworth kind of ran up the track a little bit, but now here they come battling back on that inside line. Stephen Henning in the 27, the blue and white 27 behind the 19, just barely hanging on, doing exactly what he needs to do to stay with this lead pack, as we are kind of splitting up here a little bit into 2 different packs. You got the first pack, the last truck in this first pack is Cole Larson. And then a little bit further back, these guys have caught back up, so they're starting to form back into the same pack here again. You got Frank Hughes Jr. being scored currently 1 lap down right now, along with Nicholas Trudeau in that 89. So definitely not the way they wanted their race to go. But out front, side by side for the first 4 rows. Dominic Hughes, a great qualifying run for that 83 in second. Right now, looking to lead his first lap of the race. Walton's going to say no, and the 9 of Austin Walton's going to lead us back to lap 15. 3 wide on the outside. Here comes Mitch Diamond. JD right in the 04, another returning NEXXTCAR veteran. Not taking him too long to get up there and try to find his good friend Mitch Diamond. Big push there from Bloodworth to the back of the 6, to the back of the 9. That's going to clear the 9, not going to clear the 6. Now, where does Austin Walton go to block? He's going to stay to the outside. He's going to have to drop to the bottom. He's not going to. That's going to open up the door now for Dominic Hughes. Hughes with a big push from the 18. Here comes the 65. Hughes is going to lead that one. Nicholas Don Francisco, your season 4 regular season champion, trying to work his way up towards the front. He's up in that 11th position on the outside in that number 24 Napa Chevy Silverado. Looking back off of Austin Walton, back at Ronnie Norman. Coming out of turn number 4. They're going to fall back a little bit, but here they come right back at the leaders. A great drone shot right here down the short chute, down into turn number 1 out of the tri-oval. The field now splitting into 2 full fields now. You got your front pack and then your second pack of just 6 trucks, just barely hanging on to the draft off of Steve Bocock is Andrew Bolander in the 8. Like I said, folks, these drivers, there might only be 10 points on the line and one stage point, or I'm sorry, one playoff point, but that could make or break your playoff run. These drivers all know that, and these drivers letting them know that they want those points. That outside line starting to now get that big push out of turn number 2. That's going to get Walton clear the inside line. But once again, he's going to decide to stay up high, and that's going to allow that inside line to get that big run right back at him. So here comes that 83. Here comes the 18 with the 65. Andrew Bolander continues to lead that second pack, but they have now caught back up to the front pack. They are going to have a full head of steam if they choose to continue to run with it, or are they going to back off and just continue to ride? It looks like they might be backing off and just continuing to ride, but now they're going to get another big run down this backstretch. But they're going to stay out back and just ride and try to avoid the next carnage that happens here at Daytona. But out front, Ronnie Norman has taken over the lead here at the high banks of the World Center of Racing. A great start for another new driver of the NEXXTCAR Racing League, Michael Lamphere, in that camo number 13 on that outside line. Currently up in that 9th position right now. A fantastic start to this one here. 20 laps in, 30 laps to go. But here comes the rest of the field. When Andrew Bolander, Peyton Tulloch, Robert Babcock, and everyone else decides that it is time to go racing, they are going to have a big run on this field. We're going to have to watch and see when is that going to generate, when are they going to take it, because that run is going to probably get them back up to battling for the lead. But a lot of single file now in the second half of the field. Steve Bocock down underneath the yellow line, but Ronnie Norman continues to run side by side for the lead, but here comes J.D. Larson in the 18. That outside line really falling apart now with those 2-lapped cars up ahead. That outside line now just too strong. J.D. Larson and the 9 of Austin Walton is all she wrote now for that outside line. Larson and Walton really able to hold their own right now on that outside line. You know, I thought for sure with only 2 trucks out there, they would have fallen back a little bit more than they have, but they have been able to keep their ground out there. So this is going to be interesting when they do catch up to these 2 lapped cars. I want to say it's Nick Trudeau and Frank Hughes Jr. Yes, it is. They're now heading into turn number 3. So that's going to be very interesting to see. What does this field do when they catch up to them? Now you see Cedric Ingram go to that outside line. He says, all right, I've seen what you guys can do out here by yourselves. I'm coming to join, and that's going to bring another one with him. Here comes J.D. Wright, and here comes Michael Lamphere. Now Lamphere's thinking about going back to the bottom, but he's going to stick to the outside. But now the field catching up on the lapped cars now. And you see the 2-lapped cars up there just a little ways ahead. Probably in the next 5 or 6 laps, they're going to run them down. That's going to be interesting. But here comes that outside line. J.D. Larson in the 18, almost going to get turned by the 9. That's going to back up that outside line a little bit. That's going to allow the 83 to get that big run out of turn number 4. Now that's going to be dead even heading into the tri-oval here to start lap 24. But Ronnie Norman is going to lead them back. The 9 with a big shot to the back of the 18 in the middle of the corner there. Definitely not where you want to push, and he's going to get squirrely. Big save by Walton. But definitely not where you want to push in the corners. Well, he almost just learned the hard way that that's not where you want to push. But right now, everything seems to be pretty calm up front. Cedric Ingram possibly trying to look through the middle. Not going to do anything with it. But besides these front three, everyone else is single file. Kind of shocked by that. I know we're closing in on the halfway point this time by. We will officially be 25 laps completed, 25 to go. But I'm kind of shocked at how single file this race has become. You can see now just 2 trucks stand on their own once again on the outside line. J.D. Larson and Austin Walton living and dying by that outside line here at the halfway point of this race. Oh, we got green flag pit stops. That almost got ugly coming to pit lane. Oh, Steve Bocock's going to go around hard into pit lane. Steve Bocock, hard contact into that pit lane wall. We're going to have to back it up and see what exactly happened. That, I don't know if a whole lot of people knew that there were others coming to pit lane. Bocock's looking good. I thought maybe he got ran over from behind. Just locks him up to try to slow down. But he's going to be able to get that 12 back and rolling. But out front, when do the leaders decide to come down pit road? No one else that time. This is your lead pack right there. Steve Bocock still sitting on pit road all by himself in that 12. Your big super speedway driver, Steve Bocock, definitely not the way he wanted this one to go in the 12. But you can see the map up there in the top right. We now have 3 full packs. When do the leaders come? No one else that time. Well, I know if the 9's going to be pitting anytime soon. He's got to get off that outside line. You cannot pit from that high line, but he is still running out there by himself, even after the 18 decided to leave him. J.D. Larson back in that 7th position now, but that 9 of Austin Walton still running that high line by himself. Not sure if J.D. Larson's just kind of lost it there a little bit, or if that was his signal. He was coming to pit lane. We're going to have to keep an eye on this. See if anyone else is coming down pit road. Like I said, he dipped down below that yellow line. That's kind of the signal that they're coming to pit road. The 65's coming, but no one else is. Paint to Luck's coming in hot. Watch out, Michael. It seems like their entrance was a lot smoother than the first wave of trucks, so they're going to be able to come down and get this pit cycle done. And now, when do the 8 leaders decide to come down? Sorry, 7 leaders. Walton's falling back on that outside line. He's going to get back behind these guys. Obviously, with pit cycles coming, he had to abandon that outside line. But now, when are the top 7 coming to pit lane? It's got to be pretty soon here. Here they come. No. Wow. I guess they just got a little squirrely that time out of 4. Michael Lamphere is the leading truck out of the group that just pitted. There are the leaders coming around that outside line right now. '21 of Camden Jester going down the lap there. Ronnie Norman leading the field once again out of turn 4. No one coming back down pit road. But this time by 20 laps to go here in the Christmas Clash at Daytona for the NEXXTCAR Truck Series. You can see it with 20 to go. 7 drivers left out on the track that have not pitted under this green flag cycle. Everyone else, they've come down and made their pit stop. Steve Bocock, after crashing, coming to pit road, still on pit lane, getting that number 12 fixed. But out front, Ronnie Norman in his return to NEXXTCAR, looking to pick right back up where he left off in Season 2. Still no takers out of the front 7. These drivers have got to be getting very low on fuel. They've got to come within the next 2 laps. Here they come this time. Norman leading the field. Oh, and around's going to go the 9. Austin Walton got clipped from behind. We stayed green. But Austin Walton getting clipped from behind coming to pit road. Let's back it up and see what happened. I think that was Camden Jester, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it was. The 9 just trying to pit from the high lane. Just nowhere for Jester to go. But now, Michael Lamphere and the rest of everyone that has pitted working their way up through at the tri-oval now. They are going to blow by these leaders. And there's Norman, the leader when the green flag pit cycle started. He is going to fall outside the top 10, maybe even outside the top 15. He is going to fall back to 13th as Michael Lamphere, Matt Tucker, Peyton Tulloch, Andrew Bolander, and Robert Babcock now take over the top 5. 18 to go. Tucker, Tulloch, Bolander, and Babcock all were part of the last pack. The first pack to come down and pit, but the last pack of the running when they were under green flag conditions, taking full advantage now inside the top 5. But Michael Lamphere with a fantastic pit stop. That's going to get him to the lead here with 17 to go. Steve Bocock still on pit road. The lap car, J.D. Larson, the field's coming up on. The majority of the leaders single file, but there are a couple on the outside line. How aggressive do they get here early on with the lap car right ahead? They're going to jump it to the outside line. They're going to be 3 wide here for a split second. This is going to get tight. Woo, they're going to make it work somehow. Maybe not. That's going to get even tighter out of 2. The 18's going to come up and try to side draft the 65, who's shooting the gap in the middle. Oh, the 65's going to force the 8 below the line. That's going to be dicey, still heading into 3. That was some tight racing here at Daytona. And through all of that, we are now side by side for the lead with 15 laps to go. Well, folks, now that the leaders are side by side, I've been waiting to do this till they got back to side by side. What do you guys say? We crank the volume up on these NEXXTCAR trucks, and let's NEXXTCAR it up here Christmas at Daytona style. The NEXXTCAR Truck Series here at Daytona, 3 wide for the lead. They're going to get it figured out, though. They're going to get back to side by side, but things got dicey coming to 10 to go. And the badass American racing team have found themselves bumper to bumper on that high line. Nicholas Don Francisco by himself on that inside line, followed back. Where does his friend come from in the 24? Remember, he did not make too many friends last season. Well, who is going to put that behind him as they continue 3 wide for 4th? And now they're going to get lap down cars mixed in. Boy, are we in for a wild finish here in this one. This is going to get tight. Norman, you better drop down to the middle, buddy. Up into the wall is going to go Jester to let the field by. The 61 and the 89 are lapped cars. That's going to back up that inside line. Now, Don Francisco playing his cards right. Now, only has to worry about the guy behind him because the two to his inside are lapped down. And just as I say that, he gets shot to no man's land in the middle. Here comes Mitch Diamond. Here comes JD Wright. Oh, Don Francisco tries to get in a hole that was not there. Big save by the 24. What a whale of a job by Nicholas Don Francisco to save that 24. What a save. What a save by Nicholas Don Francisco. But now, that's going to get tight between the 04 and the 83. They're going to keep, the 69, but they're going to keep it going straight. Now, here comes the 61 right back at him. Remember, the 61, the 89, both a lap down. They are not battling for the lead nor the win at this point. Just battling because they have nowhere to go with the lead pack with them. Right now, Mitch Diamond now in the position that Don Francisco's in. Is he going to get put in no man's land? He is not. Seven laps to go this time. Now, the leaders side by side now that the 89 and the 61 have cleared. That's Andrew Bolander in the 8. He's on the inside of Mitch Diamond in the 65. Here comes Matt Tucker in the 25 behind him. Now that outside line's starting to fall apart a little bit. That inside line taking over. The blue collar racing. Oh, watch out, JD. You're not clear. Now Andrew Bolander's going to take over the point here on that outside line. That's going to trap the 18 behind the two lapped cars. How aggressive is J.D. Larson, Christopher Thomas, and Cole Larson going to get past these lapped cars of Nicholas Trudeau and Frank Hughes Jr.? Because those are the two trucks that are between J.D. Larson and leading this inside charge for the lead. But here comes that inside line right back. Big push is there from Nick Trudeau in the 89 to the back bumper of the 61. That's going to push the 61 clear of the 8. Obviously, the 69 is not battling. Oh, Ron's going to go to the 89. We saw smoke. I think Nick Trudeau blew an engine. I think the 89 and Nick Trudeau blew his engine with 5 laps to go. You saw the smoke before he got turned. Now, here comes the 65 with the 04. The Bolander goes for the block. He's going to get turned. And there's the big one at Daytona. That's the big one at Daytona, and that is going to collect the majority of the field. Frank Hughes Jr., the blue car, now coming to pit road. Major damage to the 61. But I want to watch a couple of things here, folks. We're going to back this up here a little bit. We're going to go back and see what that smoke was with Nick Trudeau. I want to see if he blew his engine or what exactly happened to that 89. Because you saw the puff of smoke right there. I want to go to his cockpit here and see if that needle ever goes to 0. Not really. I don't know what happened. That was weird. Let's go to the, let's see if we've got a good chase cam here. Watch the smoke coming out the back of the 89. Right there. Right there. You see the smoke, but his needle never drops to 0. He never loses power. But right there, before he even gets tagged. Yeah, he blew his engine because he's having to coast it down pit lane. But let's fast forward now to the incident here in 3 and 4. The Ada Bolander comes up. Diamond obviously not lifting, coming to 4 to go this time. Don't blame him one bit. Plus, he probably thinks he can try to squeeze to the outside, but Bolander just keeps coming up, and that's all she wrote. Well, Bolander, that one was not pretty. But we are under caution for the second time tonight. A couple of big saves tonight. Nicholas DeFrancisco with the big save of the night. Well, guess where that's got him right now? That has got this number 24 in 4th place. Big save by him early on from Stanton, Virginia. And now this has got him in a great shot of winning the race tonight. Waiting to see, are we going overtime racing? Bluegill, what's going on, buddy? There it is. You just saw it switch to 3 to go. We are officially going NEXXTCAR overtime racing here in the Clash at Daytona. The lights are off on that Chevy Silverado pace truck. It is time to settle it here at the high banks of Daytona. Mitch Diamond and his return to the NEXXTCAR Racing League, looking to start his returning campaign off with a bang in that number 65. Can he get the victory lane for the first time this season? The guy to his inside, David Chandler from Gainesville, Florida. David really picked up steam towards the end of last season, winning 2 of the final 3 races. Unfortunately, they were not to get into the championship 4 as he was eliminated after the round of 16. So David Chandler winning 2 out of the last 3 races, but getting hot when it mattered most last season. Dominic Hughes. Dominic has had a very solid run in that number 83 tonight. Started on the outside of the front row, and he has not looked back. He's stayed inside that top 5 all night long, and that has got him in a position to win the opening race tonight. Nicholas DeFrancisco, we just talked about with the save of the race. Can that save get him to victory lane here in this one? And then Paint to Luck and Dustin Bloodworth making up your 3rd row. 2 former teammates last season. Teammates last year, rivals this year. But folks, that pace truck looking to make that hard left back onto pit lane. And for the first time this season, we're going NEXXTCAR Overtime Racing here at Daytona. Green flag back in the air. 2 laps to go. Is it going to be enough? Mitch Diamond immediately drops to the bottom. Big push from David Chandler. Here comes Peyton Tulloch to the back bumper. Nicholas Don Francisco. That outside line's gotten the big run out of 2 every time. Is it going to get it this time? Yes, it is. They're going to be dead even down the backstretch this time. Nicholas Don Francisco clears that inside line, but decides to stay with the 17 this time. Here comes Mitch Diamond on that inside line, powering back. That's going to stack everything up on that outside line. They got a little squirrely. White flag this time presented by HVAC Designs. 1 lap to go here at the Clash at Daytona. 3 wide from third on back. Mitch Diamond, Payton shoots the gap. That forces Nicholas Don Francisco, who's going to get turned. Payton into the wall. There's another big one out of 2. We stay green. Mitch Diamond inside. David Chandler outside. Matt Tucker spinning late out of that one. But out front, they're going to go around Dominic Hughes. David Chandler. And that might just be enough for Mitch Diamond in his return. But here comes the 83 who's going to go around. The entire field is going to wreck coming to the line, but it's going to be Ronnie Norman in the 6 in his return to the NEXXTCAR Racing League, winning it at Daytona. Ronnie Norman in his return to NEXXTCAR. Right now, that number 6 is being scored your winner. Gonna get the congratulatory bump from Jonathan Duncan. Well, that's not a good camera view. Hidden by the wall, but Ronnie Norman burning it down at the start-finish line here at Daytona after a wild finish here in this one. After the burnout, we will go back and take a look at that finish coming to the checkered flag. Let's go ahead and let's check out your race results for tonight. Like I said, obviously, only the top 10 are going to get points-paying position. So Ronnie Norman getting 10 points and 1 playoff point in that number 6. Jonathan Duncan going to come away with second Paint to Luck somehow gonna come away with third, with Austin Walton fourth and Andrew Boatlander in fifth. Dominic Hughes, a solid run for that 83, is gonna come home in sixth, with Dustin Bloodworth seventh, Nicholas Don Francisco eighth, David Chandler ninth, and Mitch Diamond rounding out your top 10. 11th is going to go to Matt Tucker, 12th Cedric Ingram, 13th Christopher Thomas, 14th Stephen Henning, 15th Michael Lanfear, 16th Cole Larson, 17th Jonathan Wright, 18th is going to go to Robert Babcock, Cam Jester 19th, and JD Larson rounding out your top 20. Frank Hughes Jr. 21st, Nicholas Trudeau 22nd, Steve Bocock 23rd, and Brady Hayden 24th. Let's see if we can't let's check out this finish here, folks. This is Ronnie Norman's view. Getting involved in a wreck, just keeping that wheel straight, keeping the gas to the floor. And right through the wreck, he somehow gets through. But Norman getting it done here at Daytona in the Clash. Don't go anywhere, folks, because we have got your post-race interviews coming up next.
I swear to God, man, I'ma make it soon. Silence all the haters as they see us making moves. I do what I want, so I got nothing to prove. Staying motivated, teaching others what to do. I'm staying focused, my mind is open. They start to notice that I'm in motion. There is no potion, you're not just chosen. It takes devotion to stay composed, man. Never stop, there ain't no time to fall. Try to live, get it up, you got one life to ball. Thinking big, never small, cause you gotta want it all. When you finally get that call, you get ready, take it on. Need a handout, I already stand out. Starting to advance now, ready to expand now. You don't have a chance now, cause we're in demand now. Make it by the grand now, feeling in command now. They're looking right at me to see if I succeed, to see if I believe. They're looking up to me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now. Girl, you got me shook from the way your body looks. Got me riding hooks, got me feeling like a rook. I don't do it by the book, but for you I'll take a look. Don't know what your mama took, sweet and spicy like a cook, yeah. I'll keep it real, let's make a deal. Buy you a meal if you just let me feel. Get out your heels, grab on the wheel. Back to my place at the top of the hill. Don't have regrets, I know what's next. She need a fresh, I'll be back in a sec. Look at them legs, don't make me beg. Back to the room, let me show you my bed. Touching on your body feels like taking on a drug. You got me feeling good, yeah, you got me feeling numb. Everything you do, I can't seem to get enough. You got me feeling good, yeah, you got me feeling numb. Touching on your body feels like taking on a drug. You got me feeling.
All right, folks, welcome back here to your post-race interviews from a wild finish here at the Daytona Clash for the NEXXTCAR Truck Series. Well, at the end of it all, Ronnie Norman, in your returning campaign to NEXXTCAR, you are going to head to victory lane in this one.
Yeah, that was wild, brother. I don't know how to explain that last lap at all, but we somehow got it in victory lane.
Yeah, man. I mean, that was a wild ride you took in the last like 400 feet of this race.
Yeah, I mean, we took the white flag in 11th place. I didn't really know what to expect. I did want to be on the high side, honestly, just because I knew it was going to have all the momentum. Um, and then I was like, well, maybe the low side might be better because the last time we had the big wreck, we were on the outside and we all got it collected. So decided to stay low, and cars just started going left and right, and we started dwindling down on the car count, and then just got lucky coming to the checkered flag. I got a bump from my teammate Nick Trudeau. He kind of kept me straight. I got another hit from the quarter panel, kept me straight. It was just all just trying to keep the truck straight, and luckily I was able to get it back up on the track before I crossed the finish line. So at least it looked like I tried to get it back up on track and not just drive through the grass. So, but yeah, I probably made for a heck of a finish. Hope everybody watching enjoyed it. But yeah, no, happy to get a win. A nice 10 points heading into the beginning of the season, and feels good to be back and already in victory lane. So wasn't expecting that. Was just hoping to run around and get some stage points tonight, but we'll definitely take it.
Absolutely, man. And welcome back to NEXXTCAR for sure. A lot of returning veterans this season. And like you said, getting that first couple of points out of the season's got to feel pretty good heading into this next 2-week hiatus. But congrats on the win tonight.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Moving on to your second place finisher, Jonathan Duncan. Man, you just like Norman, you had a wild last couple of feet there.
Yeah, I was. I guess the final lap, I was kind of content just pushing somebody to the front. I tried to. Think I got forced 3 wide on the outside, and then I was gonna just push Peyton. I think he got wrecked in front of me, and then down the backstretch, I gave David a pretty good shot, and I think he got wrecked coming out of 4. But yeah, I mean, the end of these are always kind of just a roll of the dice. So we come out on the good end today.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, these 9 points heading into the season are going to feel pretty good and get you a nice little buffer because last season we saw firsthand just how important points are.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, every little bit helps. But yeah, we're happy to get some points and really excited for the new season coming up.
Absolutely, man. Well, in week 1, we're right back at a super speedway at Talladega, and then right back here in week 6 here at Daytona. So what do you think you guys learned tonight throughout this quick 50-lap shootout?
I don't know. I felt like it was pretty clean tonight. A lot of the guys were just kind of content to log some laps. I was kind of in the back when that first wreck happened, so I'm not really sure what happened, but yeah, I was pretty pleased with how everybody did. Everybody was pretty smooth. So yeah, hopefully the super speedways will be a lot of fun this year.
Absolutely, man. Congrats on that second place.
Thank you.
And rounding out your interviews, third place, Peyton Tulloch, just like your other 2 guys in front of you, you got wrecked out there in the that last lap there in turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, man, Ronnie, it was a wild race for me. I knew I was at a disadvantage tonight. I was the only ADR guy in the field tonight, so had to make some friends before the race and snuck into another team's chat and worked with those guys at VCR and a few of the Mopower guys. And you know, I was trying to wait till the end to go, and when I finally say go, they wreck and I get in it, and I thought we were kind of screwed there, but far away back to front, and I was helping Napa there at the end, and I thought we had it, and then the 04 took it 3 and just killed both of the outside lanes, so we got wrecked there, but somehow I was able to keep from wrecking it fully and pitter-pattered behind the field, and they all died, and I got 3rd, so very happy with the result.
Absolutely, man. You know, kind of the same question along with Jonathan Duncan there. You know, these 7 points heading in throughout the rest of the season. I'm sorry, 8 points heading throughout the rest of the season. I mean, a big leg up on some of your tough competitors heading into the season.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, we didn't earn any playoff points tonight by not winning, but I mean, at the end of the regular season, we give out playoff points for where you finish in points, and these 8 points, we'll look back at it, and you know, they could be the difference for me getting a season championship or whatever. So very happy about it. I beat my goal for the night. I just wanted a few points being by myself, and to come away with third feels like a win.
Absolutely, man. So congrats on that third place, because just like Norman and Duncan, it was a fight to the end for it.
Thank you so much, Ronnie. Happy New Year's and Merry Christmas to all the viewers.
Absolutely. With that is going to conclude your post-race interviews from a wild shootout here for the NEXXTCAR Truck Series Clash at Daytona. Tomorrow night, it's the Next Gen Cup Cars' turn to do it right back here. But tomorrow night is 60 laps versus the 50 tonight. Once again, no stage break, so 60 straight laps. But that's going to do it for this one, folks. I hope to see you guys tomorrow night for the Cup Cars. If not, enjoy the rest of your week. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, God bless, and good night.